Greetings in the name of Yahuwah and his son Yahusha Mashiach. My name is Malak Shalomo. Today is the 9th of September 2024. It's 10:07 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'm going to do a little breakdown here on Bitcoin. We're going to start off here on the daily chart. So let's see, let's point this out here real quick. See which one is the best one to use. I think we'll work with this. All right, so I have a down channel set here from this level. Right, that's the base of the channel right now, and we had a couple breaks above that channel right there. A touch on the buying climax on the monthly 64,899. We got rejection there before. The uptrust on the monthly at 69,000. We got a rejection there before that took us right down here to that level, which is a low of 49,050. That was in August, right? That was the 5th of August 2024, right? So we got a little support there, buying, came back up to the top of the channel, hit the buying climax on the monthly, which is 64,899. Right, so right now we're kind of getting support here, the secondary test on the monthly. That's a Wyckoff level. Probably getting a little rejection here. The preliminary supply on the monthly, which is at 58,367. The secondary test on the monthly is at 52,944. Right. So we got a little bounce here just above the secondary test. This was on July the 5th, right? 2024. So right now it's looking the downrange is taking effect. We had a couple touches up here at the top, got some rejection up off of the uptrust on the monthly, got rejection on the buying climax, and now we're seemingly getting some rejection here at the preliminary supply on the monthly. So we're gonna have to break down the mid range of this channel and break down the secondary test on the monthly. So we already got a test below there. So let's see if we're gonna get another test right there. So if I open this up a little more, let's see here. So today we had big buying coming off of we had these 2 days here off of the mid of the channel and also the secondary test on the monthly. So after we had that big buying, then they took profit here just before this preliminary supply on the monthly, right? 58,367. So let's see if we're gonna get a retracement of this candle and probably come back down to the middle of this range. So looking to get a breakdown here of this secondary test to follow through to at least the bottom of this channel here. And I guess this is the news on Wednesday, the core inflation year over year inflation rate month over month, core inflation rate month over month, right? So that should give a little catalyst as to whether we break down or we probably try to come up and test the top of this range here. So let's see, just throw on the market profile. So we have value area low so far at 55,000. We have whereas value area high is roughly at 59,000. So that's the range we're playing in between right now. So we got to break down the value area low and seek new value. Last month's value area low was 56,481. So we're basically just getting in back into last month's value area, right? Looking like it wants to come and break down that again, break down from that level again, and probably come back in to try and test the value area low of the month so far, right? So that's on the daily. Let's see, let's look at the hourly chart. Right, so this is another channel right here, and I'm gonna just point out some stuff. I have some anchored VWAPs from, let's see, this one is set, it's at these high volume areas here. So this first one is set at, let's say roughly the 20th of May, right? And then we have another one anchored here from roughly the 4th of July, around the 5th of July, right? And then we have another one, excuse me. We have another one set here from roughly the 5th of August, right? So just trying to gauge from an anchored VWAP perspective, from a longer time frame. If it stays below these VWAPs here, we're bearish still, right? So let's see here, open this up a little bit. We're gonna come back to this channel right here in a second. But just want to show that we're almost testing one of these VWAPs here and we're already getting rejection. These VWAPs are just above the preliminary supply on the monthly level at 58,357,367. So this VWAP here is at 58,634. And let me just use the arrows. 58,364. This one here is at 60,063. And this one here is at 62,277. So anything that stays below these levels here, I'm considering it still being in a bearish posture, right? So let's see here. Let's go back to the top of this channel is set from the 25th of August, right? So since then we've been moving down. We had a test here of the top of the channel. Well, the first test at the bottom of the channel here, creating the bottom of the channel, was on the 27th. That was a low of 58,025. Went sideways, hit the top of this channel here, and started to move down as from here as well. So we got down to the secondary test, as I was saying on the daily chart. And now we're just moving sideways, got a little breakout of this channel here, but seeing some resistance forming at this preliminary supply on the monthly. So since the session open, we have 3 bear candles, and it's looking like it wants to probably run back into this range here and probably try and test this secondary test on the monthly level. Right? So that's a Wyckoff level, secondary test level, right? So going down to the intraday 5-minute, right? So we have yesterday's value area high from the market profile is set at 56,431. Nope, 56,431. Yeah. So that's value area high there. We have a single print here at roughly 55,865. And wait, hold on. This got to be reset. Let me just do this live. We're gonna go to 9. All right, so that's anchored from the start of the session here in the ETH. So we have a single print here at roughly 55,861. That could possibly get retested as we come back down and try and get back into the range. Yesterday's POC is around roughly 55,237. So that could also get retested. And it's already setting up a little bearish right now. Let's see in the ETH open here, we had this push down, came back up and tested up here at roughly 57,057, and sellers looking like they want to take control. So these are the lower deviation bands. So far it's at roughly 56,684. That's okay. Hold on, let me try this. Let me do this one first. Let me open this up a little bit and pull out the arrows. Right, so we're losing first lower deviation, right? That's at 56,768. We got the second lower deviation here at 56,673, and the third lower deviation at 56,577. So we're gonna see if we get enough selling pressure to push us below these levels. This is a support level on the VWAP here, so let's see if we could get some sellers to push down. And this red line going across here, that's yesterday's value area high. So anything above yesterday's value area high, we're still seeking new value in today's session. So if we break back into yesterday's market profile value area, that'll lead to, I guess, just some mean reversion trading or actually running through yesterday's value area. And again, that's the single print right there. We could retest that. We could retest the POC of yesterday and just reclaim that gain that we did yesterday. I mean, yesterday, yeah, that run up. So we could start retracing some of that. Yesterday's value area low is roughly 54,544. So a retracement would bring us back here to inside the parallel, the downtrend. Give me the downtrend, the downward parallel channel, and this would take us here to value area low. So that would reclaim yesterday's value area low, value area, and also put us back in the down channel, right? So that's the blue line, top of the down channel right there. And then after that, more selling, try and take us back to the secondary test and probably the middle of the channel. So let's see how that works out. Let's see from a pivot perspective. On the monthly chart, let's throw on the Camarilla S3. Camarilla S3 is at the monthly level is at roughly 54,429. Right, so we got buyers there. We got the support. They dipped below that. We got buyers coming above there and taking us back above this breakdown level I have here at roughly 56,497. Right, so monthly Camarilla R3 is all the way up here at 63,516. So it's a long way to get back up to the top of this Camarilla range, which is Camarilla R3 at the on the monthly level, right? So taking this off here, let's see where the central pivot is. All right, so we got the monthly central pivots here. We came back up and we retested the central pivot at 57,870. The top central is at 58,419. We didn't really get back up there. And we got rejection as we came back and we retested that central pivot range, that monthly central pivot range. So right now it's probably back down to Camarilla S3 after we get that rejection. So after we break down this level here at 56,504, possibly get back down to Camarilla S3 because we're not really seeing any real bullishness. We didn't break above this level here where we started the month. So we topped out here at 59,825, right? So within this reversal here, we got to break above that level to even attempt coming back up to the monthly Camarilla R3 level, right? So let's see here. We're gonna go down to the 1 hour pivots, which is the weekly pivots. All right, here we have the session start here. We have the anchored VWAPs at the beginning of the session for the week. So this is going to be weekly Camarilla levels I'm putting on right now. And just for clarity, let me just take off these VWAPs so you can see the Camarillas properly. All right, so we have Camarilla R3 here. We're breaking down from that right now. We broke above it. And we almost got to Camarilla R4, but fell short by a good bit. We're coming back down now, getting sellers at Camarilla R3, which is at, let's see, hold on, at 56,877, right? So we're starting to get some responsive sellers at this level here, and probably taking us back into this is the top of the range, the top of the channel, and this could probably get us back into that channel right there. Let's see, Oh, it's not in focus. Hold on. Right, and this is the weekly Camarilla S3 is at 52,874. Right, 52,874 is kind of lining up with the middle of the down channel. So this could be a traverse here from weekly Camarilla R3 at 56,877 back down to weekly Camarilla S3 at 52,874. So it is setting up as we're speaking. We're getting that breakdown right there. I believe this dash red line right here, that is last week's VPOC. So it's a weekly VPOC, and oh wait, hold on. Don't move my levels. And let's see. Put the text to the bottom. All right, so that's previous week's VPOC right there. So that level is 56,541. Right, so sellers really stepping on the gas right now. It's low volume. I'm not really seeing much volume right now, but I guess it's a stop run, right? So low volume selling, selling is decreasing. Volume is the candle is expanding, so possibly a stop run here. We could get buyers at previous week's VPOC and around this level here. You see, that's a little back and forth, so probably buyers sitting and wait around this level. If we do get sellers at previous week's VPOC, then we could start getting that cascade down, start retracing some of this candle gains here, right? We already retraced this gain and that gain, right? So selling as we open in the ETH. All right, let's take a look at the central pivot. All right, so it's looking like we're coming back to at least test the central pivot. This always, well, not always, but most of the time it attracts price as like a retracement and retest for either going long, going short. So 55,745, possible retest here for this little bearish activity happening right now. So if we do break down to the top central, which is at 55,313, we'll get back into the range. So I'm really looking for it to just be like a little forced breakout of this channel and get back into this channel here, this down channel right here. Right? So that's the top of the channel right there. And that's kind of at 55,319. Right? So let's go down to the 5 minute. Take off some of the VWAPs. Right, take off this. And let's see what the cams are saying. All right, so that's Camarilla S3 right there. This is Camarilla R3. So it's in a higher value relationship. You see Camarilla S3 is now above where Camarilla R3 was previously yesterday, right? So it's looking like we want to retest that Camarilla S3 level. If we don't get buyers here, we're going to break back into the top of the range and come back down to, this is a POC level right here from this is yesterday's POC. So a revisit of this level would bring us back down to Camarilla S4, right? Possible buyers here as we retest that the top of this down channel, right? So the sellers still got to break the bottom of this range though in the ETH. So let me just open that up a little bit. Right, so we have these levels here, value area high to break down. We have yes, previous week's VPOC, and we have Camarilla S3 as support. So there's a lot of support here if buyers want to step in. You see we had a nice little sideways action before we broke up. There would be stops below this level here. As you see, a lot of buyers probably came in on this bull flag right here before we popped up. So could be some stop runs here to Camarilla S3. Probably they want to try and reload here. If they don't have the power, then we're going to break down and we're going to start hitting the top of this channel. So looking to see if we get some follow through to the downside. I'm going to throw on the central pivots here. Right, so we have the central pivot on the daily at 56,579, right? So possibly, well, definitely, well, not definitely, can't say definitely, but looking like we're going to retest the central pivot range, 56,579. Current price is now at 56,650. So after we touch this, if we don't get buyers there, we could possibly see a follow through to 56,342 is the bottom central. We break that down. We're going to get to Camarilla S3. Now, both of these levels here, this central pivot compared to yesterday's central pivot, which is down here at 54,605, and let me just point that out with, right, so that's the central pivot range, top central pivot, and bottom central pivot. That's the teal green right there. That was prior day's central pivot range. We have a higher pivot range, which is suggesting more bullish activity. If we get support here and push above, the Camarillas are in a higher value relationship, suggesting that there's support buying here at Camarilla S3. Supposedly, that's the bias. Look for reversals at this level, and if not, reversals at this Camarilla S4 level. Right, so it's in a higher value relationship. We're supposed to, even if we get retracement, we're supposed to get a bounce from these levels here and push to the upside, try and break above Camarilla R3, yesterday's high, and that's floor pivot R1 there at 59.0. Let's see, let's bring it into focus. 59.08, 59,008. So that'll be the first bullish target for tomorrow, right? So that'll be a break above the preliminary supply on the weekly, right? That's also value area high at the weekly level here at 57,618. So to break out of the weekly value area high, prior weekly's value area high, to seek new value, we have to break above this level here, right? We had a little poke above it here. Came right back in, and we're touching the central pivot range again, which is kind of common to get the retracement back there. So setups for tomorrow, let's see if we do come across here to like around the open. If we open around, let's say we settle, let's say we come down here and we settle around Camarilla S3 around 930. We could get that buying coming in at 930 to try and attack Camarilla R3, right? If we do pull down tonight, get some major selling, and we come down to this level, Camarilla S4, is going to be probably touching yesterday's VPOC and the top of this range. We could get buyers there again, try and keep us out of, not the range, sorry, the top of this channel. And we could get buyers trying to keep us out of that channel again and take us back up here to possibly the previous week's VPOC. And if it's really strong, try and get us back up to previous week's value area high, right? So that's basically the setups there. If we do get something like a rejection of the bullish thesis, let's say we open below Camarilla S3, right? And we get like a little pop up here to Camarilla S3, and it starts failing, we could get the fade of Camarilla S3 from here and try and get back into the top of the channel. So that'll be like a bearish setup for that. And that's basically it. Let's see. And I'm gonna be using my anchored VWAPs to catch like these reversals or maybe the fade of these pivot levels. So that's how I trade my setups, right? So let's see, let me just see if I could point out a trade here. All right, so all right, so this for example here, this could be like a bowling green strategy for me because we have a central pivot below here, right? Below price action. We're coming down to -2 VWAP, right? We're getting support and we're starting to break back above -1 VWAP. Could take a long here back up to this level here at +1 and +2 VWAP. So that's basically my bowling green strategy, looking for a support pivot level. And that'll be the central pivot here. We get the support at -2 VWAP, get some consolidation within there, got 2 bars within there, got the breakout, take the breakout of -1 VWAP, go long there until we get to +1 VWAP or +2 VWAP, right? So that's like kind of how I trade my setup using VWAP and the pivot levels. Alright, yo, so that's my little trade setups for technical analysis and possible trade setups for Bitcoin tomorrow. And yeah, that's it. Let's see here. We're getting some buys here again at -2 VWAP. And that's another possible entry here for a long back up to this level here, +1 VWAP and +2 VWAP. Right, so that's 2 entries you could have there on the bowling green strategy and using the pivot level here as support as well. So it's not only these VWAP bands, but possible support from these pivot levels, right? Alrighty, also it's Malak Shalomo, your trade safe and stay blessed.